Quickly before the video starts, if you guys are new to the channel and you want to drop a sub, it is 100% free for you guys to do, and you can change your mind at a later date. We're grinding super hard to 50k subs right now, so if you want to help me get closer to my goal, make sure to drop a sub by doing so in the description. And now I'm going to be showing you guys what you're going to be learning in this video.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Pull up in a ride, yeah, painted with some decals. I ain't never stopped, can't be trusting any females. Gotta show.
Alright, so what I just showed you guys, I showed you what you're going to learn how to edit in this, but today's video, I have another episode of my super popular series, How to Make a Fortnite Montage. In this series, what I do is I show you how you can actually get your own clips, make your thumbnail, and edit your own montage, as well as good render settings, how to upload it to YouTube, that kind of stuff, to make the full, complete montage. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to make your own thumbnail, like you can see right there, and I'm also going to be explaining to you guys how you can actually get your own clips, going over the best clipping settings, that kind of stuff, so it is super clean, super smooth for your own montages. But with that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys on my PC. Alright guys, to start you guys off, I'm going to be showing you how you could actually get your very own clips. The best way to actually check what kind of graphics card you have and what application you're going to need to download for your clips is to check your task manager. So to do that, all you got to do is come down here to your taskbar, right click, and click on task manager, come into your performance, and you will see right under GPU, if you come down to GPU right here, it'll say NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060, or it will say AMD Radeon, something along the lines of that. I'm actually going to be going over the NVIDIA process if you guys do have an NVIDIA graphics card, but I will also have links to the AMD software down in the description. But with that being said, after you guys do know your graphics card, do all the proper installations, I'm going to show you how to download GeForce Experience. Make sure to click on the link I'll have in the description to actually take you to this GeForce Experience website. This is only if you have the NVIDIA graphics card, so make sure that you have an NVIDIA graphics card before attempting to do this, because it won't work. Press download, it'll run an installation process, and once you have it downloaded, it should just be on your desktop automatically. Alright guys, so once you actually open up GeForce Experience, you should be able to just see a little tab right here, and you'll see all the games that you have downloaded, that kind of stuff. You can also update your drivers from here, so if you do have an NVIDIA graphics card and you've never downloaded this software before, you're going to actually have to install these drivers, because trust me, you're going to want to install it. But what we're actually interested in is the in-game overlay that you see right down here, and what you're going to want to do is just make sure that it's on. Once you have it turned on, you can press Alt and Z on your keyboard at the exact same time, and it will bring up this GeForce Experience menu. From here, the main feature I'm going to be showing you guys is the instant replay feature, which is the actual clipping part. So you can actually navigate onto the instant replay by clicking on it, go to the settings, and you should be able to alter the settings. If you guys want really good clipping settings, this is what I use personally. And the next thing we want to do is actually set up a keybind. So to do that, go into your settings right here, go down to keyboard shortcuts, and you want to go down to here where it says under record, which it will say save the last blah 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 minutes recorded. And what you want to do here is click on this box and press whatever you feel is comfortable for you. So for me, mine's Alt Q. That's what I press every single time I want to clip something, so keep that in mind. But after you've done that, you can come over here, press done. You can make sure that your mic is set to the right input, that kind of stuff. But you can just press save once you've done that, and then to actually turn on your instant replay, you're going to press turn on, and I'll quickly show you. I'm going to press Alt Q on my keyboard just like that, and you'll see that it says save the last 3 seconds, because that's how long it's been since I turned it on. Another thing you also want to change is go into your recordings thing right here in the settings, and you're actually going to want to change the location to where your thing saves to. This is the folder that your Fortnite clips are going to save to, so make sure this is in a location that you know and you can easily access it. I hope you guys found that part helpful, and we're going to move on to how to download your own song for a montage. But with that being said, make sure to head on over to the link I'll have in the description, YouTube to mp3music.com, and you're just going to look up any song on YouTube. For me, I'm going to look up Radeon Decals, and from there you're just going to right click on whatever one you want, press copy link, and paste it inside of our MP3 converter right here. And once you press the download button, you can see in the bottom left corner right here that it says what do you want to do with Radeon Decals. Just save it to wherever you want. I already have it saved on my PC. That's pretty much how you can actually download your song. And what I'm going to show you guys now is how you can edit your actual montage once you've gotten all your clips, you've downloaded the song, and that kind of stuff. So I'll see you guys inside of DaVinci Resolve. Alright guys, so I'm actually in a brand new project of DaVinci Resolve, like you guys can see. From here, to actually initialize your project, you're just going to come up here to the file, go to project settings, and change your timeline frame rate to 60, as well as make sure this is 1920 by 1080, or you can come up here to custom, make it 2560 by 1440. Doesn't matter, you can make it whatever you'd like depending on what resolution you'd like to upload it to YouTube as. But from here, what you're going to want to do is just locate wherever you have your clips to. So for me, I'm going to actually use Pro Player clips because I find they're a lot easier to edit. Just drag them into your media pool right here. Like you can see, I'm just dragging them in like this and dropping them in like that. I'm not actually going to use that one. I'm only going to be using 3 clips. And the other thing you're going to want to do is go to wherever you saved your song to on your PC, whatever folder that is, and you're just going to drag that into your media pool as well. And the last thing is drag in whatever cinematic you're going to be using for your intro. I'll have a cinematic pack linked in the description, 100% free for you guys to use. But the first thing you're going to want to do is actually drag in your song just like this. From there, just size it down so you have the portion that you're going to want to actually use for this video. So I'm about to size it down just to about here. Delete the excess part of the clip. All right, so the first thing I do once I actually have the portion of audio I'm going to be using is I want to do all of my marking and laying out all the markers that I'm going to be using for this montage. So I'm going to find the first beat on the song. I'm going to press M on my keyboard, just add a marker. I'm going to add a second marker right here on the beat, and I'm also going to be adding a marker right here. So these are the 3 beats I'm actually going to be using for my kills. And the last thing I'm going to do is find the point where I want the cinematic to end. This should just be your own personal preference depending on how you think it flows with the song. But for me, I have the marker on right where it says "A Ross, sauce it up," which is where I'm going to have my ident, and then it's going to go into my first clip. The last set of markers I actually add are my transition markers. You can probably hear that there is a small hi-hat after the actual initial beat, so that's where I'm going to add my red markers to. But the first thing I'm showing you guys how to do is how you could actually do your syncing. So you're going to find whatever clip you're using. For me, I'm using this one where it says Mongo Classic. And what you're going to want to do for this is this preview window right here has features, so you can press this little arrow button right here to start the beginning of the clip. You use the arrow key right here at the very end, and then go to where you get your kill, and you can see the numbers above their head, and press M on your keyboard. And what that will do is when you drag it in, it already has a marker on the clip. So we can see we're just going to line up the marker with the marker on the audio, and we pretty much already have a clip fully synced. And just like that, that's how you actually sync up. So we're going to do that same process with the next 2 clips, and I'll see you guys after I've done that. All right, so once we've actually done all the syncing, I have all my clips on beat exactly lined up with the shotgun shots, that kind of stuff. What we're going to want to do now is we're actually going to add velocity. If you guys don't know how to do that, I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. So for velocity, you're just going to right click on the clip, press on link, and then you're going to right click on it, go into retime controls, and you're going to pull up this menu right here, and you can see there's this little black triangle right here. Press that, press add speed point on the kill, make sure your marker is on the kill when you're doing this, and then come back to right about where he finishes editing the ramp, and you can see right here, you can see there's still debris right here. You're going to want to go to the first frame where the debris is fully clear, the edit is complete. We're going to add a actual speed point on this point, and then we're going to come directly between the 2 that we've already added and add a speed point there. This is actually my velocity. If you guys don't know, I've showed this in other tutorials, but we're going to make the part after the kill 50%. We're actually just going to drag this over right here. We're going to make this also, this first portion 50%, and then we're going to make this one 200%, and then we're just going to line this one back up right here. And we can see that we already have the correct velocity. It's just a bit off sync. So what we're going to do is we're just going to zoom in, and we're going to drag this portion so it lines up, and we're also going to overlap it just a tiny bit. And you can see this is the velocity I use in all my highlights videos, in case you guys were wondering, and it looks a bit like this. But you can see it looks super nice. It slows down and then accelerates into the kill. So what I'm actually going to do now, I'm going to repeat the same process with these other clips, do the exact same thing, and then I'll see you guys once I've done that to actually add effects. All right, guys, so all our velocity is done. Now all that's left to do is transitions, effects, and the actual intro. So to do effects, all you're going to do is you're just going to come to your open effects tab right here. If you don't have that, just open your effects library. It should automatically pop up. You're just going to drag an adjustment clip just like this, and you're going to size it down so it actually starts on the kill and ends at the end of the clip. All you're going to do once you have it in is just go into your Fusion, and you should see these media in and media out nodes. And when I talk about nodes, I'm referring to these little rectangular things. That's what a node is. To add an effect, all I'm going to show you some basic effects that you can actually add to your clips without plugins required. So you're going to press Control and space on your keyboard and look up camera shake. Just gonna look up camera shake, and it should just be right here, this one right here. We're just gonna drag that in by pressing shift on our keyboard and connecting it to the line right here. So make sure you copy these settings. This is for the rotation shake that you guys will have on your kill to start. Once you've copied all the settings, make sure your edges are on mirror, by the way, because if you have them on canvas, it's just gonna be a black background. Just make sure it's on mirror. What that will do is it'll get rid of the weird edges. At the very beginning, keyframe your overall strength at 1, go to the very end, keyframe it at 0. By keyframing it, what it does, it will add a gradual progression from one keyframe to the other, so it will slowly slow down, which is what we want. But for the next one, just look up camera shake again, click on this one right here, add it and drag it in. Copy the settings I have right here. And for this one, we're actually just going to keyframe the overall strength at 1. We're going to go 10 frames later just like this, and then we're going to keyframe it down at 0. And what that'll do is it adds a very slight Y shake at the very beginning of our kill, and what that does is it kind of gives it a bit of a more impact vibe. The next effect we're going to add is a transform. So add a transform node by doing this. Just drag it in just like this. This one, you don't have to copy down the settings. You can just enter the values and manually just change the size to 1.1 at the very beginning. Keyframe it, go to the end, and then keyframe the last frame at 1. And what this does, it does like a nice little screen pump, and that gives it even more of an impact vibe. The next one we're going to look up is we're going to look up a glow node. It's just this one right here. Just add it in and drag it in like this. Copy the settings I have right here. Go to the very first frame, keyframe it at whatever value you have. For glows, it looks a lot different on different clips, so just make sure you mess around with the settings to get whatever looks best for you. Go to the very end, drag the brightness down to 0. And lastly, you're going to want to add a flicker addition. So just press add and drag it in just like this. For this one, just copy the settings I have right here, and you're just going to go into the settings tab right here, keyframe the blend at 1 at the very beginning, go to the end, keyframe it at 0. Another effect I'm going to show you guys how to do is an actual pre-shake, and what it does is it gives kind of like a nice little build-up effect. For this one, you're just going to drag an adjustment clip, and you're going to want to go back 40 frames from this. So I'm going to go back to 25 right about here, and we're just going to drag it so it has its start 40 frames before and it ends on the actual kill. Go into the fusion tab for this, drag in a camera shake just like this, drag it in. For this one, we're going to do the opposite of what we've been doing. So at the very beginning, we're actually going to keyframe the overall strength at 0, and we're going to go to the end and keyframe it at 1. And the cool thing about adjustment clips is you can just literally copy and paste it on the next clip, and what it will do is it'll add the same exact impact. You can just shorten it, have it a bit longer if you'd like. But just like that, we have all our effects in here. Super easy to do. You can copy and paste them. Definitely some of the best impacts there are for DaVinci, considering there are no plugins needed. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you guys is actual transitions. My top favorites are additive dissolve and cross dissolve. So you can just add in a additive dissolve just like this, size it down, and what it will do is it'll add almost like a cool little dissolve effect that goes between the two clips. But that's just how additive dissolve works. You can just choose between the two. Cross dissolve is also a cool option. It just fades between the two. But a cool feature that they just added in DaVinci Resolve 17, you do need DaVinci 17 if you want these effects, are the actual slide transitions. So the slide left transition probably is one of my favorite transitions right now that are built into DaVinci. I've used it for my own content, but you can see what it does is it does a cool little slide transition between the two clips. And considering this is built into DaVinci, you don't need any plugins for this. I would definitely recommend utilizing as many of these as possible into your own montages. But now I'm going to actually show you guys. And lastly, guys, the intro, all you got to do is just drag in your cinematic of your choice into your timeline, get rid of the audio, and drag it in right here. You can see the cinematic does have a bit of a black screen, so we're going to crop it out, and we can see that it is a bit too long, moving a bit too slow. So we're going to right click on it, go to retime controls, and we're going to speed it up just a bit, and we're going to have it end at this point right here. Now to add text to it, all you got to do is drag in a fusion composition over top just like this, the exact length of the actual clip. Go into your fusion, and from here you have a lot of flexibility options. So for me, I'm actually going to pick a text option right here. We're going to connect it to the media out just like this, and you can just type on, and what it will do is it'll actually add the text. So for me, I'm going to find some sort of font that I want to use for this. So I'm going to do something like highlights number 20 or something along the lines of that, and you can see it just has the text like this. And if you want to give it some movement, you can actually look up displace and drag it in just like this, and what it will do is it'll displace it, but you also do need a displacement map. I'll have a displacement map linked in the description, but for me, I already have it on my PC. So just like this, we're just going to drag it into our fusion as well, and we're actually going to connect this to our displace. But just copy the display settings that I have right here for you guys. You can also add a drop shadow just like this and add it just in like this, and what it will do is it'll add a nice drop shadow to your text. You can just change the angle, the distance, that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much, you can make a nice little text like that. You can also change the text size by going into here and upping the size like this. And something cool you can also do is go to your text, go to the Radeon effect right here, and you can keyframe it at the very beginning, go like this. And I recommend going about 30 frames, keyframing it at the very end, go like this and go this way. go 30 frames back. And what that'll actually do is it'll add a nice little write-on effect, like you guys can see, something like this. But yeah, now that our actual Fortnite montage is done, I'm actually just going to size down the audio. And once you're actually done, what you're going to do is you're actually going to render it. So you can just go to the Deliver tab right here, and you can see all the different options you have to render it. For me, I'm actually just going to change the file name to something like sample how to make a montage or something like this. We're going to change the location to somewhere on our PC we could easily access. I'm going to change it to YouTube videos. And from there, I recommend QuickTime format or MP4. One of the two works best. And for montages, you can use something like 170,000, which is what a lot of people use, or you can literally just type in 1 as many times as possible and get the max bit rate, which is 209.7151, which is what I use for my own videos because it is the highest quality you can use. And then you can change the resolution, frame rate. Once you've done that, you can just press add to your render queue, render it out, and what it will do is it'll save it to this file location on your PC under this name. And yeah, that's pretty much how you actually make your own Fortnite montage. If you guys found that helpful, make sure to drop a like, comment, and I'm actually going to move on how you can make your very own thumbnail. All right, guys, for this portion of the video, you're actually going to need Adobe Photoshop. I know it costs money, but you are going to need it to actually follow along with this tutorial. I will link like 3 tutorials down below in the description. And I say I'm going to link 3 of them because there always tends to be the video gets taken down or something along the lines of that. So that way, if I link up 3, they won't get taken down. Just go to the next link if the first link doesn't work. So make sure to do that before actually following along with this Photoshop tutorial. I'm also going to link you guys a render pack in the description you guys can use. So from here, you can just download whatever render you want. I'm going to download the Zadie skin because the skin just came out in the item shop. And once you've done that, all you got to do is look up Photoshop and launch it, and I'll see you guys once I'm in there. All right, so once you're in Photoshop, all you got to do is go to File, New, and create a project that is 1920 by 1080. From there, you can just go to your quick access and drag in whatever render you just downloaded. For me, I'm just going to drag in this one right here. And then from there, all you want to do is open up the other GFX pack I have right here, this Haytham Wick Fortnite thumbnail pack. It is a really good pack. Shout out to Haytham Wick for making this. I'll have his channel linked in the description. What you can do is just drag in a background or something along the lines of that. So I'm actually going to be using this one right here. You can just press duplicate layer, select untitled one, which is going to be the name of your new project, and then just drag it to the bottom layer so your skin is over top of the actual background. And now for the text, what you're going to want to do, just make sure you're in this pack again, go to layer styles, and then where you see layer styles 1, you can pick whatever text. So for me, I'm going to use this number 9 under the yellow, so I'm going to navigate to yellow orange. I'm going to get the number 9 one, right click on it, go to duplicate layer, go to untitled one, and change it just like that. And then we're actually just going to edit it so it says number 10 or something like that. So if our highlights were to be number 10, we could just do this, and we can just have it so it is a bit bigger, put it in our top corner just like that, and pretty much you have already a really nice thumbnail for Fortnite. If you want to blur the background, you can just click on your background right here, go to filter, go to blur, go to lens blur, and change the radius a bit more, like something like this. Press OK, and that'll blur up your background. Super nice. If you do want to add an outer glow to your skin as well, make it pop, you can go to blending options, go to outer glow, add an outer glow just like that. If you want a more in-depth thumbnail tutorial, I have one linked in the description. I've already made one on how you can make your very own content thumbnails as well as montage thumbnails. But once you've done that, just go to File, go to Save As, just save it to wherever you want on your PC. Just name it whatever you want. I'm just gonna make it sample thumbnail tutorial or something along the lines of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All you gotta do is upload it to YouTube. That's pretty much self-explanatory. I'm not gonna go over that, but that's pretty much gonna be it for the tutorial, guys. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like, let me know in the comments if you guys want to see another one of this. And as always, if you guys are new, drop a sub, notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any new uploads. We're out here grinding, posting 5 to 7 times a week, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Feel like a track star when I'm running from the police in that NASCAR. Pull up in exotic whip, pull up in a fast, yeah. Feeling like I'm taking